So after a long week, the morning had finally come. Lining up for central casting at 3 a.m. for an orientation at 9 a.m. This had to be it. I had to show all of you for my first episode, so thanks for the motivation for one. Sadly, after being unable to sleep, I decided to leave at 1 a.m. and take the one bus that was working to a Subway restaurant in downtown, with only $13 left in my card. Hopefully enough money to take an Uber to central casting. Subway was a lot closer to central casting than my place, so I thought if I took an Uber from there, I might be able to afford it. Then the worst set of circumstances possible happened. I came to the Subway here, went inside. I knew they were 24 hours, and they told me that they only take cash right now and they don't take cards of any kind. And, so I was kind of out of luck. So I started looking up the Uber right away and, seeing how much it would take to get to central casting. I wanted to know $13.79. So I don't have enough to get to central casting. But either way, though, they actually said that, right after they said they wouldn't take any of my cards, they said to get out because they always clean for an hour at this time, and they have to kick out all the customers. Yet, there are two guys there that aren't even customers, and they're apparently supposed to have people kicked out at this time, even though I'm out here a paying customer. In a dangerous part of town, nonetheless. So yeah, but they did say that they would open back up in 45 minutes, and they would take cards at the time. So I'm thinking, do I stay and get something to eat, or do I leave now somehow and get to central casting and spend most of tomorrow and tonight hungry? Yeah. That's usually how things work with me. So I decided to take the bus instead of eating, so, I wanted to get there before any kind of line formed. But, ironically, I haven't eaten in about 12 hours. Last night I tried going to this Domino's to get something to eat, and their card machine wasn't working. So, ironically, twice in one day, the card machine wasn't working at Domino's last night, and the card machine wasn't working at Subway this morning. So it looks like I'm going to be waiting in line for about 6 hours and then going through a 4-hour orientation without eating for 24 hours, but I've been through worse. Either way, though, like I said, this has been way too typical of a first week. So here we are, a little after 4 o'clock in the morning, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 or 8 people. Not too bad. After waiting in line for 4 hours, I noticed something I have seen a lot in this industry. How many people in it treat and corral the newest of actors in it like animals. This was especially apparent when the sprinklers suddenly came on while dozens of people were sleeping in the grass by the sidewalk. Half a dozen signs about how they don't represent solicitors, but not one about the sprinklers. Hey there, everyone. I'm here. Been chilling for a couple hours. Some really cool people. This is Armand and Aaron. This is Carlos, Joanne, and Jordan. So, Armand, it's like, how are you feeling? Like, what's the experience been like? Pretty tired as well?
It's tiring, but you gotta have patience and persistence in this business,
Mm-hmm.
You have patience and persistence, then I feel like you'll get anywhere. So
That's true. Whether you've been in the business for one day or 10 years, 10, 20, 30 years.
That's right.
I'm barely getting words out. I have not slept yet. And this here is Aaron, and which is really, what I find really interesting about Aaron is that he is actually a returning veteran. He was in a movie. He was 2 years old. You mind telling people a little bit about that?
It was just my mom was at the supermarket and I was, I had just been born, so they needed a baby extra, sort of, and someone to hold it, obviously. So that's how that happens.
That'd be one hell of a comeback, right?
Yeah. So, yeah.
And this is Carlos.
Yeah.
Carlos is from Spain, and he's been here for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks now.
2 weeks. And so you're trying out extra work to get a little cash on the side.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it definitely sounds like fun, and it pays, so sign me in.
It'll be very adventurous work too, right? You never know what world you'll be in next, or who you might
it'll
meet.
be cool
right?
to see the behind the scenes. So that's something I'm interested in.
Do you have any like celebrities or actors that you really would want to meet?
I mean, we were talking about Donald Glover a minute ago. That he would definitely be somebody that I'd like to meet.
Awesome. And this is the lovely Joanne. It's been a wonderful presence to be around. She's been doing a lot of acting actually for extra work. And what else have you done?
I guess in March I did this film called Running with the Devil. Well, it's really close.
I wanted them to hear you, so.
You gotta capture the emotion.
I imagine you'd be like used to cameras by now, right?
It was. It was this feature film that was shot in New Mexico, so they flew me out to Albuquerque, and I got to do that for a week.
That's cool.
Recently, I guess I did this Microsoft commercial last month, and then I did this play called First Days for Hollywood Fringe Festival. Just finished that, and then I just finished up 2 short films 2 weeks ago.
That's really great. Awesome. Great for you, Joanne. I just hope by the time 9 o'clock gets around, I won't be brain dead, or both. Yeah, if I'm dead, I'm brain dead too. Yeah, that's about right. When the time finally came, one of the most abrupt men I've heard comes out and starts yelling at us to leave our blankets in our cars, to don't even think about stepping outside our 2x2 foot tape boxes in the sidewalk, and how we dare not be anything but quick and easy for him. You could tell he'd been doing this for a long time, processing 67 people 3 times a week. When we finally got inside, it wasn't too bad. But looking around at everyone's exhausted faces, it was hard not to roll your eyes when they assertively threatened that if we sleep while going through our giant packet of paperwork, the cameras they had all around the room would see us, casting directors watching every one of our moves. Regardless, I knew why I was there. I knew my worth, and that I was no beginner. And when I finally took my picture, I knew that after 2.5 years of putting it off, I finally did it. And with that, the deed is done. After 3 years of, my brain's barely working right now, but after 3 years of lollygagging, finally got it done. And I get to start off by doing some extra work once in a while. Seeing the sets, meeting some people, getting familiar with the industry from the inside out, while I dominate everything outside of my extra gigs. A great way to end the week 1. Feeling very accomplished, worked really hard in my career this week. Can't wait to see what next week brings, and after a long, hard, somewhat discouraging night, this is a great way to end it. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go home and go to bed. As the Ninja Turtles would say, "Cowabunga, dude!"